Hello guys, my name is Dalaran, and today I'm going to be covering the Combat Rogue Guide for patch 5.4.8, an updated guide to the recent patch update. In this guide we're going to be talking about the basics, from stats to gems to talents, and discuss important things like rotation, as well as tell you a few tips and tricks of how I handle situations as a Combat Rogue. So let's begin with talents. First of all, the talents are a lot like that of other rogues. For the most part, you've been running Subterfuge, then it's choice between Nerve Strike or Combat Readiness, Elusiveness, Burst of Speed, Paralytic Poison or Prayer in the Weak, and finally Mark for Death. You should read up on the abilities and decide which ones you need for whatever situations you may be facing. Like Combat Readiness is better against melee cleaves, but it's also great paired with Paralytic Poison for the extra stun effect and the root. So, read up on the talents, choose the ones that you want to play with. Now let's talk about the Glyphs, and Glyphs kind of define how you play a rogue. They don't make too many game-breaking changes, but stuff like Glyph of Garrote increases duration of your silence by 1 second. Glyph of Blind removes all damage over time effects from the target that you blind, allowing for better controlled CC. And Glyph of Redirect allows me to swap my combo points more often, because Redirect becomes a 10-second cooldown. Stuff like that can change your gameplay. Make sure to look at the glyph list and decide which glyphs are appealing to you, which ones would benefit your playstyle. Now the big debate about combat rogues is which stats to run. Some people prefer haste, mastery, others go master, crit. From my experience of playing combat rogue, I go master or crit. My reasoning is mastery works for every ability in the game that you have as a combat rogue. Crit amplifies every single ability. Haste works for every ability except Killing Spree, and Killing Spree is one of the strongest abilities in the game. Mastery generates some energy as well, so it has that slight output damage to it, as well as a slight benefit out of it. So, this is why I roll Mastery, Crit, then Haste. Now instead of making you go to a whole complete other website to get the list of all the enchants and gems that I use for my gear, here's a full list in front of you on the screen. The reason I go mostly, if you look at my armor, mostly agility gems, is mainly because my mastery is already at 50% as is. So I believe gems for agility do much more output of damage than adding into that mastery. If you care for professions, the professions that I chose for a combat rogue are Inscription and Tailoring. Secret Tiger Claw Inscription offers 500 agility to my shoulders stat, and Tailoring offers Sword Guard Embroidery, which is a proc on my cloak to gain 2k agility. While it is a proc, the RNG falls well together with my PvP proc trinket, my weapon proc, and on my unused trinket, allowing for so much more agility and mass amount of damage. The rotation for combat rogues are as follows. Use Revealing Strike to enhance your finishes by 35%, use Sinister Strike to generate combo points, keep up Slice and Dice during the fight, and use Eviscerate, Kidney Shot, and Recuperate for combo point spending whether you need damage, stun, or healing. Combat rogues are played by the Insight mechanic. Insight is when you use Sinister Strikes and Reveal Strikes, and every 4 strikes, be they Revealing or Sinister, gains you 1 stack of Insight. There's 3 different stacks, each stack adding 10% extra damage to all abilities, be they poisons, auto attacks, abilities, finishers, or cooldowns. The point of a combat rogue is to get buffed the longer it stays in combat and strikes targets, and the most optimal strikes are whether Deep Insight for 30% damage or Moderate Insight at 20% damage. All the insights are color coded from green to yellow to red. Red being the highest amount of damage, green being the lowest possible, but it still is a buff to damage. Restless Blades is a passive that allows combat rogues to reduce the cooldown of their major cooldowns such as Adrenaline Rush, Shadow Blades, and Killing Spree every time they spend combo points. Mainly those combo points are spent by using Eviscerate. The more Eviscerates you can get, the faster the cooldown will be of Killing Spree, Adrenaline Rush, and Shadow Blades. Reveal Strike buffs all finishing moves by 35%. That also accounts for Kidney Shot, which normally at 5 combo points would be a 5-second duration. With 5 combo points and Reveal Strike on a target, that duration of Kidney Shot turns from 5 seconds to 8 seconds, which is something to remember when playing a combat rogue. Openers for combat rogues are not too crucial, but you still know a few in order to be able to set up better on your targets. If it's a melee you're opening on, Reveal Strike, then Cheap Shot, and then you can either build combo points with Sinister Strike into Cheap Shot or simply Slice and Dice for damage. If it's a caster or a healer, you want to use Reveal Garrote, Cheap Shot, then either build combo points with a Sinister for a Cheap Shot or Slice and Dice. If any cooldowns you want to use in the opener is maybe Adrenaline Rush in order to build for Insight as fast as possible. you want to save Shadow Blades and Killing Spree until you get deep or moderate insight. This is where those both abilities will be the most useful. And remember, Killing Spree can also be used as a defensive ability, since it does make the enemy lose target of you, and you do appear behind their back for the next 3.5 seconds, leaping behind them. These are all the things that I can teach you as a combat rogue. Now, to learn better to play combat rogue, you just gotta go out there, queue arenas, queue into battlegrounds, and I hope you guys enjoy the spec. This is Medallion bringing you an updated Combat Rogue 5.4.8 guide. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video.